The next topic which we are going to start with is data cleansing and preparation. So, as we know that data cleaning is a very important point for the data mining, because in data mining it is all about extracting the hidden information, hidden pattern from the data. So, our data should be reliable, structured, and it should be confident data. So, so whatever unnecessary things or any missing values should be deleted from the data. So let us see line by line. The quality of data is critical to the success and value of the data mining project. Okay, so quality of data is the main aspect of the data mining. The quality of incoming data varies by the source and nature of data. So quality of incoming data varies by the source and nature of the data. So quality of data, it depends on what source it is coming from the reliable source it is coming or unreliable source it is coming. So it depends the quality. So data from internal operations is likely to be higher quality as it will be accurate and consistent. So any data, if it is coming from the internal source, reliable source, internal operations, so it will be of a higher quality, and it should be accurate, and it should be more consistent. So data from social media like WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, they are less reliable. So because it is open source, anybody can put any data. So it is not authentic. It is not reliable. It is a less reliable. So it is a less under the control of the business. So data almost certainly needs to be cleansed and transformed before it can be used for the data mining. As I told earlier, that before applying the data mining on the data, it should be cleaned and it should be stored in a proper standard format. There are many ways in what data may need to be cleaned, like filling missing values. So, if any value of the data is missing, we can fill it up and we can clean it. Transforming fields. So, one field can be transformed into another field. Being continuous variable and much more before it can be ready for analysis. So data cleansing and preparation is a labor intensive or semi-automated activity that can take up to 60 to 70% of the time needed for a data mining project. So it is a data cleaning, it is a time consuming and labor intensive activity, and that takes 60 to 70% of the time for the data mining project. Duplicate data needs to be removed because from different sources data will be coming. So there will be a chance that the same data can come from different sources. So duplicate data need to be removed from the system. When merging the data sets, data must be deduplicate. Missing values need to be filled in, or those rows should be removed from the analysis. So if any data is missing, so we should try to fill it. If it is impossible to fill it, we try to remove that column or row from the system. Missing values can be filled in with average or model or default values. So missing data can be filled with average value of the data or some default values of the data. Next, data element should be comparable. So data element should be present in such a way that it can be comparable. They may need to be some more criteria is there. The data may need to be a transformed from one unit to another unit. How the data can be transformed from one unit to another unit is, suppose the total cost of healthcare and total number of patients may need to be reduced to cost per patient. So here, suppose the total cost of the healthcare and total number of patients, this data is there. Now we want cost per patient. So it need to be transformed from total cost total patient to cost per patient, so that we can compare. Data elements may need to be adjusted to make them comparable over time also. So data elements may need to be adjusted to make them comparable. So it should be transformed from one format to another format. For example, currency values may need to be adjusted adjusted for inflation. They would need to be converted to the same base year for comparability. They may need to be converted to a common currency. So all these things are there for the data cleaning. Fourth point, continuous values may need to be binned into a few buckets to help with some analysis. For instance, work experience could be binned as low, medium, and high. So work experience can be collected based on low level, medium level, and high level. Outlier data elements need to be removed uh, after careful review to avoid the skewing result. If any outlier is there, then skew result can come. So such kind of outlier data need to be removed. For example, one big donor could skew the analysis of alumni donors in an educational setting. Ensure that the data is representative of the phenomena under analysis by correcting for any biases in the selection of data. We must ensure that data representative of the phenomena under analysis by correcting for any bias. Any bias should not occur. For example, if the data includes many more members of one gender than is typical of the population of interest, then adjustment need to be applied to the data. If we are analyzing some data, male and female, if number of males are more than the number of females, so we need to adjust the result also. Seventh point, data may need to be selected to increase information density. Data may need to be selected to increase information density. So we may need to select more and more data to increase the information density. Some data may not show much variability because it was not properly recorded or for other reasons. So in the data set, it may happen that some data may not be authentic, or it is because it is not properly recorded. So those cases need to be considered. This data may dull the effect of other differences in the data and should be removed to improve the information density of the data. So some dull data need to be removed and it should be replaced with some authentic and reliable data, so that we can get the proper information, proper result. Next, output of data mining. The output of data mining will reflect the objective being served. There are many objectives. One popular form of data mining output is decision tree. So how we can get the output? We can get the output of the data mine. So different techniques are there. So one technique is the decision tree. We can